Well, hello, IDS 105 students, and welcome to week 3. This focus video is going to center in on the assignments that are due for Module 3 in your IDS 105 class. So, as always, to find your assignments, you want to make sure you click on Course Menu, Learning Modules, and when you do that, it pulls up this menu, and you want to scroll down to Module 3. Remember, when you click on Module 3, it'll open up the actual module. Always make sure that you are clicking the blue because it gets you to where you want to go. As a reminder, make sure that you click through the introduction of the module, scroll through the content and the information because you don't want to miss any helpful tips and tricks for your success. There's a lot of reading here in IDS 105 in addition to your textbook. So know that sometimes for your assignments, you can find the answers in your module reading too, in addition to your assigned reading or any helpful videos or blogs or journals you might be connected to underneath the required resources section. As a reminder, this is what the required resources section looks like. It'll always tell you what chapter or chapters you should review in your textbook. Plus, it'll always link you to any helpful articles or videos. So please make sure for week 3 that you review all of this content because it'll just help you be successful. So here for Module 3, your assignments are first and foremost a discussion that's centered around cultural fluency. For Module 3's discussion assignment, you want to make sure that you answer these 2 questions for your initial post. Remember, most of the questions usually have multiple parts, so please make sure that you are answering all components of your discussion assignment. Your initial discussion assignment is due by Thursday at 11:59 p.m., and then at least 2 responses to classmates are due by Sunday. You can always work ahead earlier in the week if you would like to. Do what is convenient and works best for you, but just remember the Thursday and Sunday deadlines. This week's discussion assignment, like I mentioned, is going to focus in on cultural fluency. So for your discussion post, you're going to be addressing some ways that your knowledge of cultural fluency can benefit your self-awareness. And then the second question is, in what kinds of situations could you use your knowledge of cultural fluency and self-awareness? To think about or to give some examples, one example that is listed here is that different cultures might have different concepts of time and time management. So if you are aware of this from a cultural fluency standpoint and self-aware of this, how could you help navigate situations where you and your friend, colleague, or instructor view time or time management differently? Share your thoughts. Remember, you have the reading, you have the required resources section, you have the module reading, plus draw upon your own personal or professional experience to help you answer the discussion questions. The other assignment that you have for Module 3 is another project draft. So as a reminder, you want to click on the guidelines and rubric to bring up the assignment overview. And just like last week, you have that very same template that you used last week to turn in your project draft. So remember, you chose a scenario back in week 2, right? So you're going to use that same scenario, just the scenario, to answer the questions that are on your project draft template for Module 3. As a reminder, scroll down because underneath what to submit, you can find the template again, or just open up the one that you used last time so they're all in one place. If you don't remember the details of your scenario, remember to click on Scenario Profiles, and it'll bring up all of the scenarios and all of the details and information about each one. Again, you are only answering these questions for Module 3 based off of the scenario you chose in week 2, so focus in on that. When you are looking at the actual assignment itself, please remember to pay attention to which questions you should be answering because they're not necessarily in order. You will notice that here's the template. You might have to click Enable Editing again, unless you're using the same document, which is what I recommend. So it's all in one place, right? So here is part 1 is what you answered last week in Module 2. Now you want to look and see what you're answering for Module 3. You'll notice they're not in order. These first 2 questions are for Module 3 questions are for Module 4. These questions are your Module 3 questions. I'm going to highlight them just so you see them. So these are the 2 questions that you are answering for week 3, Module 3. So make sure that you're paying attention to that. Those are the only questions that you answer for this week. Remember, this is a great time to use the academic support written feedback services just to help you make sure that you're on track with the scope and concept of your assignment. If you're stuck or you have questions, reach out to your advisor or your instructor because we are here to support your success. So just a reminder, week 3, you have that project draft. Use a scenario that you picked in week 2 to help you answer the questions. Pay attention to what order they're in so you answer the right things. And you have your discussion assignment. Have a wonderful week 3.